Good evening and welcome to Weather Down in MuleTown. This is, as always, your captain speaking. Going to do a quick update. Don't have too much to pass on from the last video that we did. So went in and checked the latest model runs, the 19 Zulu runs, and most of them are trending pretty much the same. They have, however, backed off of the ice, which is definitely a good thing. Love to see the snow, me personally, but definitely don't want to see the ice, power outages, and the travel impacts that come with that. As you can see right now, Columbia MuleTown area, pretty quiet. So zoom it out to the whole mid-state area there, and you can see there are some advisories and statements and stuff up to our northwest, but nothing going on in our slice of heaven here in Middle Tennessee. So we'll hop right into the usuals real quick. So currently it is 45 degrees in Sunnyside. I think this is the lowest wind we've had all day. It's just about a mile per hour out of the southwest. Pressure 29.62 and steady. Go into... there we go. So today was high of about 46, partly cloudy or so. Tonight, though, going to be pretty close to freezing. 33 for the official low there from the NWS. But if you live out in a rural area, you may actually see freezing. So keep that in mind for sure. Tomorrow actually looks to be rather sunny. High of around 56 or so. So that is definitely a welcome change from what we have been getting. So... we are watching a couple of different things, though. So this is a graphic for the wind fields on Friday. So Friday looks to be pretty much like the last couple of days and be very windy. We're also expecting some potentially severe weather to come through as well. So damaging winds being the main threat for that so far. So watch out for us to post some guidance from the Storm Prediction Center, the SPC, as well. I've got a radar loop in here that we'll talk about from one of the models in just a second. I know y'all are all here for the snow. So we'll go through some of these model runs. So GDPS model showing us with about 2.2 inches of snow, somewhere around there. It's a little harder to see because that one is a little bit more zoomed out. But Murray County is right there where it says 2.2. But if you notice, we're also right on the line of 3 inches or so. NWS model blend kind of takes all of them. Or no, excuse me, this is GEFS. So it's showing us being closer to the 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch area of things. So pretty much... similar story as earlier. Like I said, not too much different to pass on. Some of the other models do have us closer to 3, but again, we're right near the line of the 4s and the 5s as well. So I think it's just going to depend exactly where this snow system, well, that was hard to say, sags to the south. So the Icon model, about the same, about 3.5 inches or so. And then GEFS going and giving us some probabilities here. So right at about, say, 35 to 50% chance of getting 1 inch plus of snow. And here is the aforementioned model run. So it's going to go through and simulate the radar from the GFS model. You can see the timestamps up there at the top. So 12 p.m. Thursday going through this evening. And then as you see Friday coming in there, see some of the rain start to get into the area. Some of that heavier stuff, the storms may come through right around noon, as you see there. And then some snow showers probably on the eastern side of Tennessee, around the mountains of the plateau. They may see a little bit of accumulation, but not much, more than likely. Maybe 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. And then here we go. So Sunday, 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 12 a.m., starting to get into the snow there. The darker blues are obviously heavier snow. And we've got some of those darker blues coming through in the area and then clearing off Monday night about 6 p.m. So that's what we've got right now. So, again, these are all long-term models. Most of them are running in excess of, 200 or 300 hours. And the short-term models will get more into like the 48-hour 84-hour or so window. That'll tell us a lot. So probably around Saturday or Sunday, we should have a lot better idea of what to expect. But then again, there are models. It just kind of tells us what it thinks is going to happen based on all the environmental conditions and everything that we feed into it, or let's say we, NWS, and the people that run the actual supercomputer models. It just goes on what we throw into it. So it's basically a best guess. So I wish I could say one way or the other that I knew for sure what it was going to do, but I don't. So definitely keep an eye out for the updates as they come out from us, because we will obviously be keeping you as updated as we can. So my headphones pulling. So other than that, pretty basic. Just wanted to go in and throw that out for you. Not much change at all, other than the ice. So definitely glad that is sagging further to the south. If you have some peeps or family or whatever right along the Tennessee-Alabama line and south of that, may want to make sure that they are being weather aware as well, because they could get some ice and snow out of this, and ice definitely is no bueno. But other than that, go to the comment section real quick. Katie's got a doozy. Why is it so hard to predict snow for us? It is extremely hard. So it's a couple of different reasons. Normally, we get a lot of our moisture from the Gulf, and that moisture is warm, normally just coming from the Gulf. So that's one of the challenges that we have to contend with. A lot of other times when we get our cold from the west or from the north, kind of like we're getting it this time, it's a very dry cold. So usually when those two meet, if we have the moisture, it'll get cold enough, but that dries it out. Or we'll have the moisture in place already, and a cold front will snap through real quick, and that's when we usually get the sleet and the ice. We tend to not get as much snow as we get ice, and it's all because of this funny thing called the melting layer. I've got a graphic around here somewhere that I'll have to pull up and show you, but basically if you have frozen precipitation at altitude, so 20,000-30,000 feet, you can have a warm layer that kind of comes out like a bubble and protrudes into your cold. So your frozen precip is frozen at altitude, it falls through that warm layer, melts, and then when it hits the cold air that's already at the ground, it can refreeze again. So that's where you get things like freezing rain and sleet, or ice pellets, what we call grapple. So that is a great question, and it is very hard to predict snow for area because of those things. And there's just something about Murray County. I swear, we talk about the snow dome all the time, and I really, really think it's there because it can tend to happen with severe weather as well. We can have a good, individual discrete supercell coming right towards us, and then as soon as it hits Hickman County, Lewis County, Tennessee River, it will just split. I've seen it happen. Super Tuesday, election night on 2008, or primary night, same exact thing happened. Really good long track supercell going right towards us, and then all of a sudden it splits. Fairview got a tornado out of it, and Chapel Hill, Lewisburg got a tornado out of it. It went literally right around us. The Murfreesboro Easter or Good Friday F4, I was chasing that one. Did the same thing. It was looking great coming out of Lawrence and Wayne County. We were chasing it through Murray County the whole entire time. Followed it up to about 840 in the edge of Williamson County, and it just kind of sputtered out. It had been sputtering out. It pulsed back up after we turned around on it and produced that big tornado in Murfreesboro, and that's one of those that I wish I could have back. But can't do much about that now. So that is a great question, though, Katie. Glad you asked. All right. Elise says, hope we get snow that accumulates. Right now, it is looking like it is very possible. Still can't say anything concrete, but it is within the realm of possibility. One of the things that we do know, however, is it is going to be very, very, very cold. Unseasonably, painfully, dangerously, whatever you want to call it, but it's going to be that cold. Talking about temperatures for lows in the single digits, some of the highs won't be above freezing if everything that we're looking at comes to pass. And then obviously with the wind, we could easily see sub-zero wind chills. So very dangerous obviously for pets and anybody who is outside that's unprotected. So make sure that you're bundling up. Layers are good. Just don't get to where you're sweating, because that can actually cause problems too. But make sure if you've got to be outside, you're taking breaks, warming up, if you have to shovel the driveway or whatever, make sure that you're taking breaks and warming up, because frostbite can get you quickly. All right, Miss Tammy, big money. Thank you for that. I consider myself lucky to have the community behind us. So definitely glad for all the love and support you all give us each and every time. Hope Pravetti, big money. Thank you. Helping us keep the lights on. Luna Bell, Zach Gooch, Cheryl Thurman, all helping us keep the lights on. We appreciate that every time. It's got the little message in there about what stars do. And then we've also got our donation stuff attached to the page. So if you go in and click one of the links up there in our bio, it should take you to, I think, Cash App or Venmo or something like that. We never like rattling the little jug, but we always appreciate it, because this is an all-volunteer organization. Started this a long time ago, just as a hobby, because I would always have everybody ask me, hey, what the weather's going to do. So ended up making a page, and my mom, Boppy, actually started this one, and I would come in from time to time to be the transient weather nerd, and then that would always indicate to people when I show up, it's usually bad things afoot. So I more permanent now since we got the setup here. So definitely a lovely setup. Glad to have it. And we thank everybody that helped us contribute to that to make that possible as well. So Jennifer, yeah, the snow dome, it is definitely a real thing. It's invisible. I swear it's there, but it is definitely a real thing. Yeah, Seth Holloway. Yeah, tornado in Panama City pushed 165 miles an hour. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think that's almost EF3. I'm going to have to look it up, or correct me if I'm wrong, but it's right there on the threshold of EF2 and 3. So I believe that one started out as a water spout as well too, which normally they don't come on land, but that one actually did. So definitely a good point there. So anybody else got any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comment section, and we'll get to those, give you a shout out or whatever. But that is the main things that I had to pass on. Just a couple of brief little updates. Again, if you're just joining us, everything is quiet along the mid-state area tonight, so not much going on there as far as that goes. Pretty chilly over in Sunnyside. We've got 45 degrees with a slight wind out of the south-southwest, so making it where is I don't see my wind chill there, so with the light wind it shouldn't be too bad. So high of about 46 today, but the important one there is going to be the low. So 33 officially, but may see some colder areas than that, especially if you live out in the rural areas. Tomorrow should be a lot better, high of about 56 and sunny, so we'll definitely take that. While we're looking at all the snow, though, I want you all to be aware and cognizant Friday as well. We may actually see some severe weather on the front end of this and then snow on the back end. So the graphic I've got up right now is just the wind field. So gusts of about 30 to 45 miles an hour are going to be just the ambient winds, which means it's already there. So any storms that do happen to kick up will have that pushing them. So that will be in addition to those winds that are already there. So keep an eye on things around noon. I'll go ahead and show the radar again. This is one of the radar graphics of simulated radar, what we expect to see. And that storm system should roll through about, I think it's between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. So right around lunchtime on Friday. So there it comes. And you can see some of the heavier bands right there actually moving through Columbia down the I-65 corridor. Some of the light blues filling in there on the back end, indicating some light snow showers, mainly for the plateau and areas of the east, but we might see some flurries because the temperature is going to slam after this, and then we'll begin to see the lighter blues and dark blues start working into the area here, and that's going to be our snowfall. It's just going to depend where and how that sags there to the south, because you see we get some of the darker blues on its way out, and then should clear between about 6 p.m. or so on Monday. But we are watching things pretty closely. Again, this is all still long-term model guidance, so the short-range stuff won't kick in until about 48 hours or so out. But once we get in the range of those, of course, we'll go ahead and post those on the page and make sure everybody is aware. So, Alicia, I'm not exactly sure on the wind speeds. The weather station that we've got up on the roof is being a little bit funny, and it wasn't recording things right down here to the base station. Let me see if it will let me pull it up. Yeah, the only thing I got yesterday was 15 miles an hour, so that sounds pretty low. So I'm going to say that is probably incorrect. I'm going to have to go up on the roof and sometimes before all this gets here and mess with the weather station. So if I had to guess just with my hand thermometer, I would say we probably topped 30 miles an hour on some of the gusts at least, if not 40. So yeah, snow would be great, Tammy, but those single digit temps are definitely going to be chilly for sure. And then again, that's in addition to the wind chill from the winds that we're going to get too. So Scott says, what about the wind speeds for Friday's storm? That's that graphic I just had up. Let me pull it back up. 30 to 40 miles an hour, possibly 50s are very well within the case. You see as you get into the yellows there, and the bright oranges, that's about 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts there, very possible tomorrow. So, and again, that's in addition to any storms that may roll through. That is just the ambient wind in the background. So very, very possible to see some strong winds Friday, and I'm imagining that will be the main threat. Have not seen the breakdown as of yet. There was still a little bit of uncertainty as far as the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, went. I posted it to the page. Let me go back and look at it, and I'll read that to you real quick, because it was basically just saying that they don't know how far north that the extent of the instability will be. Let's see. Yeah, so it's the post SPC categorical outlook for D3s. It's day 3, Friday. SPC says there remains some uncertainty just how expansive and unstable warm sector may develop, with perhaps low-level warming and moistening becoming sufficient for weak boundary layer destabilization northeast of the lower Mississippi Valley through parts of Tennessee and lower Ohio valleys during the day. So I'll pull those up too here real quick. I've got those handy. SPC. Yep, so go full screen on that. All right, so yeah, here is the SPC outlook for day 3. You see the yellow and the orange areas there. That's the enhanced, and the slight. We're actually in the moderate for this one, the darker green there. And then your hatched area, your red, yellow areas are obviously the highest threat. But that's what the SPC was saying essentially, is that we don't know the exact northward extent. So it could change tomorrow with the day 2 outlook, and also could change again by Friday with the day 1 outlook. So something that we'll be watching, obviously, very carefully, because we don't want to see any severe weather. But it's looking like it's going to be a busy weekend for us, for sure, with severe weather on the front end and the winter weather on the back end. So bear with us, because it is likely to be busy. But we also want to hear from each and every one of you. If you're seeing snow, or if you've got trees down or whatever, definitely let us know. Don't endanger your life trying to get a picture of it or anything like that, but definitely let us know, because that's some of the information that we pass along to the National Weather Service. I think that's all of the questions. Yep, so all of the questions from the comment section, I think, been covered. Yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, just wanted to pop in and just do a quick update. I see it's 25 minutes now, so that wasn't exactly a quick update, but an update nonetheless. And again, just to summarize, most of the ice looks like it is trending towards the south, so around the Tennessee-Alabama line and below. And most of the models are saying that we should expect about 1 to 3 inches or so. We may just say 2 and split the difference. Show some of those again real quick. So GDPS there has us about 2 inches or so, 2.5 inches. GEFS about 1.5 inches, but we are pretty close to the other totals and the 2 inch line there. Same with the GFS model. It's one of the ones I've been using a lot. It's got us closer to 3.5 inches, but right there on the line with 4 as well. The Icon model tends to pretty much agree. This is one that I posted yesterday. So our chance has actually gone down a little bit. So we're, I think, in the 50s yesterday. And this is just essentially the percentage chance to see greater than 1 inch of snow. So it's acting like it's pretty certain we'll get at least 1 inch of snow, but could possibly be up to 3.5. So again, we just don't know right now because we're not in range of those short-term models yet. But keep an eye on the page. Obviously, as those updates come out, we will make sure that you stay updated. And go ahead and get your severe weather plan in effect, basically. Don't know why I did that. Go ahead and get the severe weather plan in effect, and make sure that you have a cold weather kit in your car. Make sure you winterize the pipes. Have a plan for the outside pits, all of that fun stuff. We posted a couple of slides directly from the NWS and the NOAA .gov site there, so have a look at those. Be as prepared as you can possibly be, and watch out for those updates. Thank you all for joining us. This is the Captain. Y'all have a great rest of your night.